Guys got it? All right, hard work on three, sprint to the next spot. Ready? 1, 2, 3.
Hard work.
Sprint to the next spot. Don't walk. Get there, get there, get there, get there.
Hey, what's up, guys? This is Jamie here with Phenom Hoops. I'm here with the founder of the Phenom Hoop Report, Rick Lewis. We're just getting done here with our Phenoms All-American, our inaugural Phenoms All-American camp. It was an unbelievable weekend. Things went smooth. Rick, what stood out to you about the camp?
I would say the overall quality of the players that participated in the last 2 days. Josh Hall, who's a top 25 player, played here yesterday, wasn't able to make it back today. And then, of course, we had Ricky Council today. Cam Edwards was here, Hari Rogers, and a host of others.
Yeah.
But overall, the depth of the camp was tremendous from top to bottom. We had over 90 kids participate, and it was just a outstanding event, a lot of quality and a lot of outstanding play today.
Without question, this is one of those events, you know, we had the new recruiting calendar, NCAA stuff came in, so this is the first time we did this at camp. We wanted these kids to get the exposure and the chance to be seen in this type of setting. And I would say the kids came out and competed hard. I mean, we did have college coaches that were here. We did have, you know, our awesome digital media group that was here getting film and everything. And I think the kids competed and really took that to heart, that they wanted to get offers and show out.
Well, the most important thing about this event, which is the case with a lot of the Phenom events, is this event was live streamed by Baller TV. So there's a lot of people who wouldn't be able to have the opportunity to be here, especially on the Division I coaches that would be able to watch this. It's also archived. So a lot of these players can go back, watch what their performance was, what they can work on, what can improve on. And also college coaches can use this as a method to go back and use this film footage. In addition to that, every player that was at this event will have a detailed evaluation which will be posted on our website. And something new that we did this year, every single camper at this event will have their own highlight video. We had 92 approximate campers here, and we will have 92 evaluations and 92 highlight videos. So every single camper can go home and say, hey, this was a great exposure camp for me as an individual and as a player. Without
question. And I guess we'll get back to go in the direction of the camp and the thing, but I want to ask you a separate question. Rick, you started this 16 years ago doing this camp, the Phenom camp and everything, and you built it the right way, building a platform of exposure for the kids, putting the kids first and everything. How would you say, not only how proud are you of what it has become, but how excited do you get seeing that this camp is doing things that nobody else is doing? This is innovative. People are coming to this camp because it truly does generate buzz for themselves that a lot of camps might not. Speak toward that a little bit.
Well, Jamie, good question. I started doing the Phenom camps back in 2002, 2003, and I use it as a means to basically fundraise for my AAU team at that point in time. So having, you know, boys in Colby and Tyler that both played collegiate basketball, I went to a lot of camps. And when you went to a lot of camps, you played, you went home, and that was the extent of things. And I wanted to make this camp just a little bit different. We started doing the camp where every single player, we bring a professional photographer in, we do a headshot, every single player will get their own evaluation. And a lot of times, that's the start of the resume platform for them. That creates the buzz. You know, we send out a detailed report to college coaches. So, you know, for a camp, you know, I have the philosophy of every single player that comes is important, not just the top 5 or 10 players, but every single player that comes will have the same amount of coverage as the guy who's the top player.
Without question. And you've seen camps throughout the years that since you started this come and go. This has longevity. And right now we're hitting our stride at Phenom Hoops to be as good as it's ever been. And that's a testament to how you've done it. You built it the right way with the right mindset for the kids.
Well, we got a great team at Phenom, including yourself, Jamie, and we have a lot of people that take a lot of pride in the players, and I think that's the most important thing. Also, bringing Donnie on board from Ball is Life has been really key. I think the component of having, you know, these camps where we do the evaluations, but now we're taking it a step further where kids can come to an event like this, the All-American Camp, and walk away, and they're going to have their own highlight video. I think that's tremendous. I don't know of anybody else in the country that will go to the steps that we've gone through to make this a great camp for each and every player here.
Well, without question, and it's almost like you have your ready-made starting kit for recruitment. You have an archive of 5 games live streamed that are on Baller TV you can send to college coaches. You have your highlight mix you can send to college coaches. You have a detailed evaluation done by a professional scout or our scouting service to send out to college coaches. All you have to do is you just link that to an email and send it out to college coaches, and your recruitment's ready.
Absolutely. And you know as well as I do, college coaches do pay attention to social media. They follow us. They're probably reading about a lot of the guys who stood out at this event. They're seeing their picture, they're seeing the tweets, they're seeing the write-ups, the recaps. We'll be doing a recap of our own, sending out to the people who subscribe to our service. So, you know, it whets the appetite for a lot of the college coaches. They'll see about a kid, read about a kid. Now we can take it a step further. When we send out the information to college coaches, we can send out the link. Say, if you want to see this player in detail, they can go and watch the game on Baller TV and take it a step further. We can also show them a highlight video of the players that played at this camp.
Without question, and that's just so innovative. It's so ahead of the curve that everybody's doing. But the camp's unbelievable, and we've established that. Let's talk about some of the players that we have. Starting off with Mr. Station. Luke Richard Rameau was at Ravenscroft. Now he's going up to the Episcopal School in Virginia as a 2021. What did you see from him this weekend?
I saw the same thing from him this weekend that I see from him each and every weekend I watch him play. He's just a guy that's a winner. When you watch him play, he has an affectionate smile on the court, but he plays every possession like it's his last. He's going to give you 100% on both ends of the court. And when you talk about a young man, he's the type of player that you can build a team around. He's a glue guy. And if you're a college coach out there, he's the type of guy that will bring energy to practice. What you see in practice is what you're going to see in a game, and vice versa.
Without question. Moving on to the Hustle Award, 6'2", 2020 Ray Faison from Christ School. His energy was infectious, which is, Hustle Award. What did you see from Ray this weekend?
Well, that was the first time I saw him, and we were watching the defensive shell station, and this young man was just going 100%, 100 miles an hour. He was very talkative on defense, and he was just showing a tremendous amount of energy. So he grabbed my attention, and I watched him during the course of the day. And what he did in the stations was what he did in each and every game, and he just hustled his buns off each and every game.
Oh, without question. And he had some highlight plays too, 360 dunks and all that kind of stuff within the game, but he was rewarded because of his hustle by getting easy plays on the other end.
He's a 6'2", 6'3", very muscular, very explosive, very active player on both ends of the court.
When handing out the awards, you described the Mr. Defense as he could have gotten any of the 5 awards, and he had votes from our staff for each of the 5 awards. We landed on Mr. Defense for him because he was a game-changing type defender. 6'3", 2021, out of Lawrence Manning Academy in South Carolina, Umar Lawson. What did you see from Umar?
He was awesome. He was awesome. He was one of the players that could have easily been voted MVP. He did everything good today, and he's the best way I can describe him as winner, because what he did on the court was just tremendous. He was given energy. Playing hard defense. He was picking up the offensive player, picking him up 94 feet, and just hounding him on defense. And he probably led the camp in most dunks. And I can't wait to see his highlight video, because he probably threw down 20-plus dunks during the course of the weekend. But he's one of these guys that's explosive. He wants to ram it down your throat, dunk on you. And you just love his energy and his passion on the court.
It's great to see players who come into take this platform and utilize this platform to expand their name and expand their brand. Kinston is known as Basketball City, USA. Their point guard, Isaac Parson, was Mr. Playmaker, 6', 2020 point guard from Kinston High School. He was great. What did you see from Isaac that set him apart from the rest of the playmakers in this camp?
His tremendous court vision. He was absolutely tremendous. He always seemed to make the right reads. He seemed to also see things 1 to 2 plays in advance. But his playmaking ability, but his ability to make plays and see the court was tremendous throughout the entire weekend. He probably had 10 assists each and every game. He was tremendous on the playmaking ability.
Oh, without question. And as a true modern-day point guard, too, he showed the ability to score the ball as well, get into the paint and make a play, an offensive play. And that says a lot about the point guard. But he was great all weekend. And then Ricky Council. Everybody knows Ricky Council, Council the fourth. I mean, they've had a line of Rickies come through. And this one, he was unbelievable all weekend. And we had questions. He was neck and neck with a couple other guys. What put Ricky over the edge for you to be MVP of this camp?
Well, I think it was at the last two games today. I think yesterday he was solid, but you like to see how guys finish, and he finished extremely well. I know the first game this morning, he erupted for 32 points. He had 26 points in the second half. And that being said, he's so talented, but I don't think Ricky understands how good he really can. He's a tremendous talent. And once that light switch goes off in his head that he says, okay, I can be as good as I want to be, you'll see his recruitment go to another level. But he's 6'4", 6'5", he's long, he's athletic, he's bouncy. His shot could use a little bit of improvement as far as mechanics, but the one thing he does is he makes shots. He's a shot maker. But he can score from all three levels, and he's one of these guys that could play at the highest level if he just put his mind to it.
Without question. And Rick, I'll tell you something I noticed, too, about all five of these guys. Luke Richard, Ray Faison, Umar Lawson, Isaac Parson, Ricky Councils, they're all five good kids. When you saved their awards, they all five came up, they shook your hand, looked at you in the eye, they came up, shook my hand, looked at me in the eye, said, thank you very much for the opportunity. Speak a little bit toward what that does for the person, for the kid, just being an overall good kid.
Well, it shows that they can be coachable and they can be recruitable. If you're a college coach out there, you like to deal with players, young players that have good manners, that if you look them in the eye, if you have good eye contact, that means you're listening. You're a good listener, and you can be coached. So I think that's the most important thing you can take away from it. Number two is manners. Yeah. I was impressed with all these young men. Throughout the day, I had a chance to go up and talk to them, and every single time I talked to them, they were, yes, sir, no, sir, thank you, coach. And when they received the awards, they were very appreciative and they were very thankful. Those type of things are the small things that go a long way in the recruitment of a lot of these young players. And for those five guys, tip my hat off, not to their playmaking ability on the court, but also as they are as a person. Their action speaks louder than words, and it spoke volume today.
Without question. Character goes a long way. Guys, the Phenoms All-American, the inaugural Phenom All-American camp was unbelievable. Make sure you stay tuned. Donnie's going to be putting out these videos throughout. It's probably going to start in mid-August, goes all the way throughout for every single kid here. All the write-ups are going to be on the website, PhenomHoopReport.com. Make sure you check out the hashtag Phenom All-American. Rick, in closing, we have our last summer event next weekend, the summer finale. Let's tell the people what that's all about, when where they can sign up at, and when they have to sign up by.
The last event that we're going to have for travel ball will be the summer finale. It will take place July 27th, 28th at Prolific Park in Greensboro, North Carolina. They can also go to our website, PhenonHoopReport.com, go to Exposure Tournaments, and click on for the summer finale. The deadline is Tuesday, and we expect the summer finale to be a great ending to a great season this summer for all the travel teams that participated in our events.
Guys, thank you very much. For Rick Lewis, I'm Jamie Shaw. Thank you.
You guys got it? So that hard work on three, sprint to the next spot. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Hard work. Sprint to the next spot. Don't walk. Get there, get there, get there, get there.